Sun, moon, stars,
It's a dark night, 2-0, so you see the beacon of light through that black hole? Greetings, suns and moons, and of course I have to welcome back all my stars. We're going ahead and get into part 2 of this reading. If you haven't checked out part 1, it will be attached to one of the info cards. Now on to the reading. Now I'm sure that someone is going to say, Ether is a ventriloquist. I am not a ventriloquist. What I am is a Sobri Nadashi. Now if you say, I thought you were a cherub, I'm going to tell you I was born a cherub. I am also a pantheon, and this is why you hear me say Sarakisias at the end of all my videos, which is indeed my pantheon name, and I was lifted, not ascended, to become a pantheon. That type of ascension is for the weak. I don't get ascended, I get lifted. You can show me what it is I need to see. Now, just like I expected, Archangel Dalaman is putting his energy upon this reading. Now, for those that aren't aware, that Archangel Dalaman is the one that says, what is your name? At the end of my videos. Because he is coming, that is telling me that somebody that watches this reading, when I publish it, is going to be someone that has a dimisikio on them. And because it is so drastic with this individual, those of you that see it, you're going to say that her views were delayed, because that is indeed what is happening. Now, if you are someone that have recently went live after you went through your type of ascension, you are also aware that things here on this protocol is different from where you started. And this is because you ascended. Now, for some, that is proof enough. However, for those that have not reached your status, they don't believe it is so. Now, what this is talking about is Archangel Dalaman blocking off something. And because I just seen an image coming from Sifi Kyo, that is telling me that someone called upon Set again. Now, I don't know why you keep saying Set Surase, because that is not him. You are combining 3 different individuals, and I know of all 3 of them. So you need to stop doing it, because where you're at, you hear nothing but falsities. Some of you are inclined to piss off the underworld, and it is because you know that they are indeed real. However, you feel like others are not hip to what is taking place. Let me remind you that this has been happening since the beginning of time. That means you are old to this game. This is not something new. You are old to the game. So instead of you listening and learning how to maneuver through this upheaval, you want to act as if you are the same rank as me, and you are not, and it has been proven. Now, in regards to the 7 years of deception that I surely pulled from the bottom of both stacks in my hands, what this is talking about is a benevolent spirit. But not just that. What this is getting to is someone feeling like if they call upon a demonisikio out of a demonology book, that it is somehow going to do something to me. And let me tell you, Karakas was already called 2 years ago on me. Now, whoever called upon Katakas surely got surprised when Katakas spoke through me. Now, for those of you who are saying this is demonic possession, I do not get demonic possession. Those are for the D's. These are the ones where they come in and they throw you up against the wall and all of that type of stuff. They don't do that to cherubs. Share the video. Now, what I have here on the side of this table is a meeting of chaos, but not just that. This is talking about the dark meeting the light. However, because both of these individuals that are in the midst of an altercation are both elect ones, when they figure out that they are brothers, it's not going to come to pass, because someone involved in this is definitely doing some type of demonic binding to get individuals into altercations. Now, what I'm getting is someone that you feel is sakmat, which is hilarious, is attempting to ask if she could do anapu. And what she is talking about is laying down, because this individual feels like she could have immaculate conception. Now, for those of you that are saying, what is going on? What is going on is these particular beings ascended to a higher height, but not the highest. So they feel like they could call upon the underworld and asikios to father their children. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into this hotel energy, because somebody in this reading is definitely in one. And what this is talking about is your escape. Now, you may feel like if you stay away from home for a little while, the person that has just got out of confinement is going to say that you moved, which is not the case. Now, in regards to the one that is a squatter, what this is getting to is your neighbors knowing that that is not your property. However, because you filming it all day, you are fooling individuals that are onlookers into believing that you purchased a home. Now, what I also know to be true is this Aset and Asar energy is actually the energy of a PFO, which we call a peasant. Now, for those of you that are going to say, either is disrespecting Aset, this is not the first time. What we're going to tell you now is Aset is not who you think Aset is. What we did was put Shana Gayin in her rightful place. You all will never know who Shana Gayin is originally because she was before your era. Shana Gayin, my universe mother, is indeed that. She is great, wide, and vast. Share the video. Now, because this energy is here on top of Aset, Asur, what this is talking about is someone's adolescent not being the father's. And because of this, someone is in the midst of the Hall of Two Truths. Now, what this is getting to is someone walking a fine line down the distant path. Now, for those of you that are saying the Hall of Two Truths, that sounds like judgment. It is indeed judgment. However, this particular judgment you won't encounter until you go through that type of ascension. And what this entails is the God himself speaking to you and guiding you through a tough situation. Now, if you can recall last year or maybe a year and a half ago, I put on my community section, if you have Larry as your lawyer, then you're good, in so many words. What this is getting to is you realizing that everything that I post on that community section is something that you need to screenshot. And because of this, you're going to say, this is evidence here, Ether, because you're channeling the underworld. When you yourself set up there and you talked about all type of institutions and it is documented and they documented it also. So we're going to move right along, because if you feel like they're not watching you like they watched me in the beginning, you are a fool. This is why Ether don't touch certain stuff. The underworld is not new to no one in an institution. These particular beings are well aware of the underworld because they have captured many entities that you consider people and put them behind bars like they're going to do you. I'm being guided to end it here. Deuces. What is your name? What is your name? Sergisias Ether.